Okay, that's 5 minutes. Be sure you swap roles for 5 minutes.
You demand.
I always plug that into the site.
You demand.
Go, Jeff.
Are the visitors able to hear sound? Give me a chat indication of yes or no.
Okay, 2 more minutes. Working on a latest project. Okay, it's introduction time. So, first of all, there are basically three rules to a conference. The first is everybody that's here is supposed to be here. That means if somebody's not here, you're not supposed to be here. That also means that if you need to go do something else, that's your privilege, because the second rule is you vote with your feet. Go where there's something of interest or importance to you. And that may mean take a phone call, but most importantly for our purposes, in this introduction round, you might hear someone introduced that you really need to know. So connecting and being able to get a conversation in private while something else is going on in here is perfectly okay. That's just fine. And it's over when it's over. That's the third rule. We may go to 4 o'clock, and then if we're successful at that, first round at Mellow Mushroom is on me. We probably won't get there, but if we do, that's an incentive to keep you here, or come back if you have to leave. But when we're finished, we will decide we're finished collectively, and if you're finished at any time, you're free to leave, because this has to be a conversation of importance to you. We'll get to the unconference component of it and how that works in a little bit. First of all, how many of you have found Verbella and utilized that? Really? Oh, wow. Yeah, so has. I really need to encourage you to open that up, log in with the password that the World Legal Summit has provided you, and explore a global conversation starting at 8 o'clock in the morning in Australia, last night our time, and concluding in Mexico City later today. Because this is a collection of global topics we're talking about today, and you might find someone else that you would like to hear from and learn from as well. I had hoped that all of that would be uploaded and accessible through Verbella today. It's not. It will all be there after the event is over. So without utilizing the Verbella app, you won't have access to it. But I also recommend it because I think it's a sign of things to come. Because it's a virtual conferencing space where you can create or just choose private rooms, private conversations, classrooms, auditoriums, offices, and go there and invite others to join you. So for an organization, it's going to be an example of what I think we're going to see in the distant future. It's brand new, got glitches, but they're working very well. I'm going to be using Verbella, but at any break you want me to demonstrate it for you, just ask me and we'll show it on the screen. So let's do the introductions. Let's see who's here. Who'd like to introduce their new best friend? Why are you back in the back? Mind standing? And then that way we can see you. And then I will actually turn the webcam on you in hopes that there's sound going through.
Everyone, this is John Jefferson, our new, perhaps our newest attorney here who took the bar yesterday. I have confidence in him. I think he passed. I'm convinced. He's originally from Buffalo, New York, but he's been in Nashville for about 20 years. He's been in the Army. He's a woodworker on the side. He had a brief, well, not brief, but career, which he's now in Tennessee and trying to work as an attorney, but also to take this in order to learn more. That pretty much sum it up?
It's better than the reality.
Okay, just and simply announce at 60 seconds,
And for the whole world.
just simply say, time's up, and then that's the clue to someone to wrap it up, okay? So somebody who want to do that for us? Be the timekeeper?
Okay, I'll do it.
Thank you, Jill.
This is more of silos. He's in the Belmont Business School, and I'm in the Belmont Law School for 3 years. And of course, what's going to be, and that's just blossomed into where it is now. Here is to bring technology into actual application. Cares about how the users want to use it and how we adopt things from a user perspective. That's why he's here. Is the one cool thing he would put on a resume that goes down into a wonderful sock. I think he walked over 8 months.
Needs to be on your resume,
Go
Mark.
ahead, Ron.
Did we get your off resume fact, John? Needs to be on your resume, Mark. So,
I'd like to introduce you guys Nate Zeitman. But his main talk on how do we think about non-legislative relations, how people think. How would he be able to help to advocate all of this through the public forum and Congress realize the secret for how to be fight in service?
Director of the Real Estate Circus.
Nate virtually is.
First guy. Interested in emerging technology and how we regulate it after reading David Eggleman's book Incognito, which raises the question of, as we learn more about the fields that have seen emerge within Eggleman's book Incognito, which raises the question of, as we learn more about the fields that have seen emerge with the impact of technology, namely education technology, and now agriculture, we're seeing that.
We'll get, that's one of the most important topics of the day is what does regulation look like? And hopefully we'll be able to really bury ourselves into that because it's not working, is it? The way things are structured today. So.
He is someone that likes to put boundaries, and he seems to have been
His expertise is strong, and his authorization sharp.
This is Courtney Hensley. She's at this is Courtney Hensley. She's a Nashville native, and she's an operations professional. And a lot of cases, it's not if we breach, but when. And so she works with her clients to be breached, but when. And so she works with her clients to make sure that they come back quickly. Knock on wood, hopefully there's not. Hopefully there's a breach. So like I said, I guess great ancestors helped start Nashville.
Thank you.
So here is Matthew Johnson. He works for 2 different places. Today, his primary role, passionate about all of those types of issues when you're looking at how to make technology more efficient in his business so that he can help that process to flow smoothly. His non-resume fact is that he's married to a Peruvian who actually he just helped bring through that immigration process. And so he's actually benefiting from the same things that he helps other people to do. So,
Very good.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. And Matthew is one of the people who, very good.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
So,
Very good.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. And please.
Hello, legal service. She is with service. She was on her
She has such a wonderful journey. Council, were you operations council or the equivalent?
With operations.
Yeah. And a Baker alum, so she's seen a lot, and now she's dedicating herself to access for justice. That's pretty cool. Thank you for being here again.
So this is Mick Smith. Mick spends his time thinking about automation. So what in our lives do we not need to be doing that we can automate? So then it's to hack, off resume fact builder. And in typical tech fashion, he has a podcast about it and he's filed for some patents. He's also a late person, House has done new pressure.
And those conversations with Nick, their work. Nick. Anybody else? Yes, please.
All right, this is Austin Holland, who is relatively new to town. He's a lawyer across the southeast, up through DC. So Austin actually came from his future in the law firm and figuring out where his, essentially, if he weren't here, he'd actually be on a farm somewhere, falling back. So he comes from.
Good.
Get down for a job. Started in Delaware doing corporate law, which is kind of the hub for corporate law in the world probably. He has spent a lot of his time doing management stuff at Baker, especially in this portion of his career. Fact is, he organized the sale of
wow.
would probably be preferred guitar and writing.
And high school, went out, hung up a shingle in criminal defense, moved to Sheridan. And she started out working in their contract, working on consents, privacy protection. She lives in Franklin, Vineyards. Near the intersection by on my way to Arrington Vineyards. Beautiful drive. She sure say RIT. Franklin to this theme, and she wants to learn more, network more, and her job is very highly connected to this theme, and she wants to learn.
Benjamin Rule goes by faculty director here at Vanderbilt Law School, jack of all trades in the law, from what I gathered. He also teaches property, food system, and innovation all over the United States. Landed in Nashville about 8 years ago from Texas. Grew up in New Jersey and managed to escape. We both like wine on his travels to Arrington. Something he was very interested in Center Hill most of his life.
That's where I'd be if I wasn't.
Fun fact is he's got a little.
If I wasn't.
But you're.
Yes, I like here in Nashville. As
Yep.
in privacy and security to better help and consult. Jill is she taught English as a second language, and she would do it all over the world.
call it sales, she calls it consulting, because she feels like she's trying to find a solution for customers.
Okay, but he's working right on that. So he's very interested in privacy monitoring, electronic medical products. Medical products. With his goal being here today is to have some discussions. As technology evolves, we're also electronic.
Well, I moved around. He is here today as he knows he's originally from the North Company, so they relocated.
That was that the American law firm is the number one lawyer in the country. With
3 children.
thank you.
2009. I grew up in Murfreesboro.
Hey, see, married with
3 children.
of a year now, is enjoying it tremendously. The understanding and implementation of overseeing the
Intellectual property dealing with data privacy security.
of a year now, is enjoying it tremendously.
PA Journal number 1, I think that should be off his resume.
That's off the resume.
Okay, thank you. Who's next? Yes, please.
Yeah. This is Miss Carrie Cobb. She is a student here at Vanderbilt Law School. She is currently after undergrad. She worked with industry that way. And
Very good.
Yeah, fun fact about her, she's a ski champion. Kind of into, so she, after undergrad, she as a recruiter for security personnel.
With Alan, he works at a shrink, so I'm meeting. So. And a fun fact. And so you swing it around.
Yeah. It's a 20-pound maze. This is not resume.
And as soon to be 30. so far this week, and I'm sure I'll pass as well. Fun by a camel. In Dubai while trying to ride said camel. Joshua keeping applications. Collect and store data in a wrench type role as opposed to.
Very good. Very good.
There weren't any more. And
That's lame.
he was already here, except for me.
You just Very good.
There weren't any more people. We
That's lame.
didn't know they were going to be here.
Well, for the record, you just need to know it was not your. Gina? You did.
Joe helps us manage our pricing compliance efforts today, make sure that I know when I and our allowing today, make sure that I know when I need to know to tell these teams and bring them up to on privacy law and compliance and bring us into the right space. So that'll take a year.
That's the block right there.
Wow.
Very good. I think that's everybody. Did we miss anyone? Well, thank you for.
Take a year off and escape to the U.S. Virgin Islands and manage a restaurant.
U.S. Virgin Islands. Very good. Thank you for that. Assets. Pitch that important. Here's why. And I think if we had a conversation among these experts, say to the rest of us, this is something that I think is important. Here's why. We're going to take that to a good outcome. So that's the purpose of our conference. We know the general topics for lots of security and privacy reasons. On the planet, IBM predicts that data will double every day. Data will double every day. So how can we solve these problems of security, predicts that data creation, problems of security, privacy, and autonomous machines by democratizing data. Securely and more to for AI to do its far more valuable. So that's what we mean. This depth. That means stand. I would like to address who has a comprehensive. And it probably has to later after we application of all three topics. And the second topic I would like to address, and that too has a comprehensive call, regulation versus self-governance. She is advancing at such a rapid organizations. I just picked this up. Work fast enough to create coercion. B4223D. There's a standard for dry erase markers. Just look at ISO and the international standard. You can choose to ISO to AS. Standard. The standard for erase markers. So that if you conform to those standards, it's a good house. You can choose to, or you can choose not to. But if you're honest and the consumer like to have a conversation. Deep. At some point about to housekeeping seal of approval. You can choose to, or you can choose not to. But if you're But if you do conform, the consumer knows that there are standards that consumer
This is directly connected to
this room to focus on.
going together.
Well, see if you can get a hold of him and let's know about him when we have this conversation so that we can all go away.
Thinking about this idea of
Okay.
So, and this is directly connected to a project that we're working on together. But thinking about this idea of our civil justice, system, and I guess criminal too, but I'm more in the civil world. And really have a place or a platform. Do we really have to go to court to solve disputes? About the your job. for debt disputes forever. I think pretty well, but why couldn't we do that in general session support? Why
clients dealing with
online dispute resolution for medical debt? And it seems to be like it. But we were like it. But we were chewing on dispute resolution.
because